The purpose for tonight is to give us feedback on a proposal to revitalize what we call this precinct. This area, which includes Lakeshore Collegiate,
this is an air photo of the current conditions, or almost current conditions. This is about a year ago. I'll walk you through this, and one of the things that we looked at is what are the opportunities and constraints that the site has as of today. This is Kipling, north is up. This is Birmingham here. We're sitting about here within this building, which is the Lakeshore Collegiate Institute, and there's an outbuilding right there. We have the current the football field and running track. We have the old arena here in Don Russell Park right here. There's a little splash pad. We have Gus Ryder Pool and its associated parking. And we have the baseball diamond and green field here, the water tower, and the lake. So this is where we are in the plan. So we walked around the site and figured what are some of the positive attributes and what are some of the attributes that we'd like to see improved. So starting with the school here, one of the first things that we saw was it didn't really have a front door, a real front yard that said this is where you come into the school. There's some small doors on the side, and there's probably a more meaningful front door here, but it's really lacking a front door. One of the constraints we saw was the parking along here. This is the gateway into this campus. For the most part, it's the most penetrable part of the site, so where you get the greatest access into the site, and you get a line of bumpers. So that was one challenge that we saw, and it led right to a track. So that wasn't really an inviting thing to be right at the front door. The problem we saw with this building is it was very impenetrable. It was lots of brick wall. Again, I think that the high school had a problem with the front door. This building had a real problem with the front door. It's very difficult to identify where it's supposed to go. The existing pool here, we heard through the advisory panel that it had some challenges. It's an older building. It's suffering from constant repair requirements. But these are some of the opportunities, constraints that we had for the site, and so we wanted to respond to that to make the site work better. We've broken this down into phases, and I'll walk you through the phases because what we're seeing, as was mentioned in the flyer, this is a long-term, it's like a 50-year plan. The first thing that we did was try to create a very important part of the plan, which is what we call the Don Russell Memorial Park. This is an enhanced park. It's a village green. It's right at the front door. It creates a gateway into the site and invites people into the site. It is much larger. It can contain all sorts of different activities, both passive and active activities. So we have things that are passive, like sitting in the sun, sitting in chairs, socializing, dog walking. There's more active activities that can happen on the site, like basketball, splash pads, things for a variety of ages. The programs are kind of divided into two, left and right. So this here, what we're looking at is programs that will be very complementary to our high school athletic program. So a full-size gym here that can be divided. We would have some storage and gallery space, a smaller gym that can facilitate like volleyball and badminton, that kind of thing. And then what we're calling a training room. This could be more of a specialized gymnasium, maybe with a specialized floor for gymnastics. On this side here, we have different types of athletic and recreational programs with some change rooms here. This we're calling the lounge. Could be a food and beverage area. It's directly near the entrance and facing onto the park. It could be a nice little place to go before and after working out. We have multi-purpose rooms. These could be for ballet, dance, yoga, teaching, could be classroom kind of spaces. So that we're suggesting that they can be divided so they can be connected or two or into one. We have some squash courts back here, and we have some more flexible space here. And then what we call vertical circulation here could be an elevator with some stairs going around it to bring you up to a mezzanine, which is here, which is your fitness program area. So this is a second floor interstitial space that has a running track around it. This elevator is in the middle. You have all the fitness equipment here and running track on the other side. And the real fun thing that we try to do here was make it so it was isolated that it could look out onto all the other parts of the building.
Okay, a couple of quick questions. Housing, where did that come from? First of all, there is no developer involved. There is no organization who's been pressing us to put housing. It has come up in kind of a little brainstorming session over the summer as one component of many to try and help fund the program and as a community benefit. Question about money. My back-of-the-envelope calculation, when you look at all of the bits and bobs and everything that's here, including revitalizing the school, I think order of magnitude you're talking about $30 million. Frankly, right now, there is not one penny assigned to do this. Not one. So, on your form, it asks, how do you think this should be paid for? Options are, 1, go ask the city for money, which everybody will put down and write that on your sheet. Item 2 is, what about bringing in a private sector or a nonprofit partner to help do this, or do part of it? Option 3 is, should we develop some of the site? The recommendation here is housing, but it could be a sports medicine clinic, it could be medical offices, it could be housing. Again, keep in mind, the city owns the land, so you can't actually sell the land to anyone. And keep in mind the fact that this land is zoned open space. So when and if you write on your form that we should redevelop the land and turn it into something, that is a hurdle that would have to be overcome. Another option that we've put down for financing the project is the fact that under the City of Toronto Act now, you can actually create a special services bylaw which allows you to create a levy for a specific purpose for a specific neighborhood. This is done all across Ontario, but the concept is in your form. The concept is, would you be willing to pay $50 a year on your property tax if you knew it was going into a new community center? And you can say yes or no, and I'd love to hear, and I'm going to tabulate these when I get home tonight to see what you think about that idea. The pool, the questions asked about the pool. The school board is getting out of the pool business. Why have you even put it here? The concept here is that it would actually be a city pool. The city would have to decide whether they would like to rebuild the pool eventually, 10 or 15 years from now, and the school board could actually negotiate a pad, a land, where the city would be allowed to build a pool. We've recommended here, but you may have some other views about where you think that pool should go. Question about loss of baseball diamond. In fact, we have made a judgment to take the baseball diamond out. It's a balancing act. You can't fit everything. We have made a judgment to keep the track. If you took the track out, you could think you could reconfigure the whole campus, but we have made a judgment to keep the track.
Okay. I liked it, but the only thing is that small gym that they're making, they should just make it as another regular size gym.
It's because there's only like a big gym and a small gym, and you can't really run tournaments with that. So
I like the dome. I like the football. It's a lot of money.
Because like if it's raining, no tournaments or any games like that would be canceled. It'd still be ongoing and stuff like that. And like other schools could use that.
I just hope it never turns into a space that you have to book 6 weeks in advance.
I think it's a good thing without the skate park here, as it should be its own project, and then having the skate park as its own project, to have 2 different recreation facilities or sections throughout Ward 6 or the South Etobicoke. The baseball field, there's a lot of baseball facilities they can use, they'll probably be better, but if you take out the baseball and put in a dome, for example, which opens up a lot more opportunity during the winter months instead of just wasting the space and letting some dogs run around, you know what I mean? I think it's a better situation for the school.
Honestly, I think definitely skate park is a huge and important issue. I don't think that it should be put together with this project, because this project in itself is already massive. Exactly, massive with no funding.
Overall, it looks like a good project. I'm just waiting for it to actually put the shovel in the ground per se or whatever, right? So hopefully the private sector gets in. Again, Davies was telling me how they got the money for the new arena, $34 million up front, just like that, from a sponsorship show. For $10 million, I think it's gonna be easy.
I love the Lakeshore Center. It's terrific. A little bit of space for the young people and the kids, and they've been crying for it. They've been asking for it, and finally we saw a proposal that works. I think that's a great idea. The field, the dome field would be great, indoor soccer and things like that. Anything to do with recreation, I think is a fantastic idea. A little concerned about the townhouses at the back and some of the reaction from people, but overall I think it's fantastic.
Overall, everything is great. I like the presentation and the layout of the new construction.
Yeah, a lot of progress from like Father John Redmond, a small gym, to this. It's huge.